Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zafar Mubarak and I'm from class 4D, and my student last number is 153. So in this video I would like to bring my textbook review. The title is Teaching the Brain to Read the Book by Jody Willis, and I will start from chapter 1 until last chapter is chapter 6. So I will start from the first chapter. Is uh, the brain works during reading, and while reading is more than just looking at words on a page. So reading is a very important skill because it helps us learn to communicate and understand the world around us. And the material in this video is reading development and brain processes and fluency, vocabulary, and reading comprehension. I will explain everything in one simple and easy English, so maybe it's easier to understand. Let's start with the first chapter. Is syllable to synapses. So the title is Pre-reading through decoding. Basically, this chapter are explained that reading is complex activity because many parts of the brain work together at the same time. When when we read our brain doesn't only see the letters, and our brain is also recognizes sounds, understand words, and remember all the information, and uh, connect uh, connect idea with our past experience. At the beginning of learning to read, children first learn letters and sounds. For example, children learn that the letter B makes the sound B, and the letter A makes the sound A, and uh, they uh, they combine two sounds to make words such as bat or bag. This process is called decoding. So that chapter is called decoding, and this chapter also talks about phonemic awareness. This phonemic awareness means the ability to hear and recognize small sounds in words. This skill is very important because the children who understand the world, who understand the sounds, can learn reading more easily. Also another important idea in this chapter is about neurons. Mirror neurons are brain cells that help people learn by watching and listen to others. For example, when a children listen to their teacher like reading aloud, their brain become active and learn from the teacher voice, pronunciation, and from the from the expression. This is why reading aloud is very important for young learners. When children hear the stories, songs, and another conversations, their basically their brains develop language skills, and slowly they begin to understand how does the language works. Also, these chapters explain that readings need teamwork between eyes, ears, memory, and language system. Maybe the eyes see words, and the brain change the word into the sounds, and then the brain finds meaning from the words. All of this happens is very quickly, and if students still struggle to recognize the words, they spend too much energy decoding. Because of that, they may understand less about the text. But when decoding becomes automatic, the students can focus more on understanding the meaning of the reading. And now I will move to the chapter 2. So the chapter 2 is it's talk about patterning strategies. um, Patterning strategies. This chapter are explained that the brains love patterns. Human brains naturally try to organize information into patterns because the pattern help us learn faster and remember better. Maybe in the reading, students learn many kinds of patterns. They learn letter patterns, sound patterns, and word patterns. And maybe they learn about the sentence patterns. For the example, word like maybe a cat, hat, and a bat have similar patterns. When the student notice these similarities, reading becomes easier because the way to say is the same. Teachers can help students by using the material. One strategy is repeated practice with similar words. Another strategy is using song, rhymes, and simple stories. These activities it's help the brain to recognize language pattern more naturally. And these chapters also explain the importance of active learning. Students learn better when they participate actively. Instead of only listening, students should read, speak, ask a question, and maybe discuss the idea. When the students are active, the brain creates stronger memory connection. This maybe help information move into long-term memory. Long-term memory is very important because students need to remember all the words or reading skill for a long time. So practice is also very important. Important. The more students read, the stronger the reading pathway becomes over time, and reading becomes smoother and more natural. So I will go on the chapter 3 is fluency building from the brain to the book. Maybe as I know, this chapter focus on reading fluency. Maybe fluency, fluency means reading smoothly and correctly, and maybe is with good expressions. A fluent reader doesn't read word by word very slowly. Instead, fluent readers can read naturally and understand the meaning at the same time. Yeah. So this chapter basically explain that fluency develops when the brain can recognize words can recognize the word. So recognition is important because it saves brain energy, and the brain can focus more on the comprehension instead of decoding every single word. Okay, sorry, my phone is kind of late. So Next, one important strategy for fluency is repeated reading. Students read the same text several times until they become more comfortable and confident. Every time they read, their speed and accuracy is improved. And another strategy is modeling. The teacher can show students how to read with good pronunciation, pauses, and expression. Um, Students learn by listening and copying their teacher reading style. And reading aloud is maybe it's also helpful when students read aloud. They practice pronunciation. Sorry, my phone is kind of like so can practice pronunciation and expression. This activity also helps them connect sounds with written words. So basically, the chapter says fluency isn't only about speed, and good readers also understand emotion and meaning in the text. For example, when reading a sad story, readers use a softer and slower voice. When reading an exciting story, they may use a louder and more energetic voice. Now, let's continue to the chapter 4, eliminating barriers on the road to fluency. Yeah, um, this chapter explained that some problems can stop students from becoming fluent readers. One major problem is limited vocabulary. And vocabulary means the word we know and understand. If students do not know many words, reading becomes difficult and they may stop often and lose understanding of the text. So it's explained that the brains learn new vocabulary and by connecting new words with all knowledge and experience. For the example that if students already know about storms and rain, they can understand the words um, hurricane more easily. The context is also very important. Um, the student understand new words better when they see the words inside meaningful sentences or stories. This learning vocabulary from a real situation is more effective than only memorizing the definition. And then the repetition is another important factor. Students need to see, hear, read, and use new words many times before they truly remember them. And this also explains that emotion affect learning. Students learn better in a safe and positive classroom. If the students are afraid of making mistakes, they may lose confidence and motivation. And the teachers will encourage students and make reading enjoyable. Positive experience helps students feel more comfortable and willing to practice. Next, I will move on to the chapter 5, is vocabulary building and keeping. Basically, this chapter focuses on completely on vocabulary and development. This is one of the strongest foundation of reading comprehension. Mm, Maybe that student with strong vocabulary can understand text more easily. They can also communicate idea better in speaking and writing. Um, this chapter explained that students shouldn't only memorize vocabularies, and instead they should actively use new words in conversation, writing, and discuss. For example, if students learn the word creative, they can use to describe an artist, musician, or even to themselves in a real situation. It helps students remember them longer. And the teacher can also use the picture, games, storytelling, and group activities to teach the vocab, and the brain will remember the information. And reading different kinds of text is also important, like book, magazines, articles, and stories. It's introduced students to many new words. The large the vocabulary becomes becomes true. And this chapter is also explained that vocabulary supports critical thinking. With more vocabulary, can explain opinions, ask better questions, and understand complex ideas more clearly. Um, So this is the last chapter is successful reading comprehension. This explains that motivation and emotions are very important in reading success, and let's learn better and when they are interested in the topic. When students enjoy the reading, they pay more attention and stay focused longer. However, if students feel bored or stressed, the comprehension become more difficult. The brain cannot focus under the negative emotion. Because of this, the teacher should create a positive reading experience. Like the teacher can choose interesting books, allow discuss and connect reading topics to student life. And also this chapter are explain the connection between emotion and memory. Yep, the positive emotion help the brain remember information better, and students are more likely to remember the stories and lessons, make them feel exciting and happy for read and for remember. Reading isn't only academic skills. This also helps students understand other people, culture, and ideas. Through the reading, students can imagine about the new worlds and learn different perspectives. And at the end, the sixth chapter shows that reading is combination of many processes. Reading involves the brain, memory, language, emotions, and experience. That learning to read takes time and practice. Every student learns differently. Some students learn quickly, while others needs more support and repetition. So the teacher play an important role in helping because the student becomes successful readers. The good teachers maybe create supportive environments, use effective strategy. So for the conclusion is maybe reading is much more than saying words aloud. Reading is complex brain activity that includes decoding, recognizing patterns, and building fluency. Um, by by understanding how the brain to learn learn the books, and the student become more stronger and more confident, the confident reader. So thank you for watching this video. Sorry if not good, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.